Virtue signal line one, virtue signal line one. I must really like you guys. I took one for the team this morning. I wake up much later than usual because of the ridiculous time change. It's not even spring yet. I'm already ready for fall. If you have ever dealt with summers in the South, you know exactly why. I get my coffee. I'm looking for something to entertain me while I think about what I'm going to share with you guys today. What do I come across? An inspiring, motivating, captivating speech by America's favorite prepubescent boy, Megan Rapinoe. Oh, the Megster. Going into this speech, sports books, they were offering betting options as to which hair color Meggie would go with. It's similar to the options offered every weekday night when bettors guess which style of wig the wicked wig of the woke will be wearing on MSNBC. Options offered for Meggie were red, blue, green, gray, black, brown, and purple. Brilliant strategy by sportsbooks. They couldn't lose. It was a win-win. All wagers collected in cash because Megan Rapinoe went with a nice fuchsia. This color speaks to me. It reminds me of the stained milk in my bowl of fruity pebbles. Due to the constant virtue signaling from the wanker spankers, every month on the calendar is now dedicated to a special cause. February, Black History Month. June, Woke Christmas. September, Labor Day. The month where members of Woke United Methodists celebrate their unemployment and woke welfare. The month of March, very, very special. They set aside the month of March to celebrate women. I have no problem celebrating women. There are plenty of women who have had a positive impact on my life, helped me get to where I am today. My mother, my girlfriend, my sister, aunts, teachers, the list goes on and on. Us normal people, we recognize and appreciate the women in our lives every day. Parishioners at Woke United Methodist, they only recognize women during the month of March. But I find this ironic, since they can't even define a woman. If you were to ask Megan Rapinoe who is the most beautiful woman in America, she would pull out her wallet and hand you a very sticky picture of Rachel Levine. For decades, Time magazine has given out an award for Man or Woman of the Year. The award is given to someone who had either a positive or negative impact on the world. Back in 2007, they gave the award to Vladimir Putin. After 9/11, they gave it to Rudy Giuliani, George Bush, Obama, Winston Churchill. 3 different popes have been honored before they were diagnosed with stage 4 OMB, Orange Man Bad. Time magazine gave the award to Donald Trump. 4 years later, Joe Biden was honored for being the first politician to win an election without leaving his mother's basement. But you get the point. This award, given by Time magazine, it's meant to honor someone who has impacted society. Well, that's how it used to work anyway. Today, they give the award to the most prolific wanker spanker. We now choose to honor the birthing person who displays proper pronouns and dedicates their time to helping people through the traumatizing process of selecting their gender. Earlier this week, Time magazine held a ceremony where they honored the latest Woman of the Year. Now, there were plenty of amazing women to choose from. They could have honored Riley Gaines for dedicating her time to protecting women's sports. Riley is a bit of a traditionalist. She believes men should compete against men and women should compete against women. Obviously, this automatically disqualifies her from being named Woke Woman of the Year. Now, some were arguing that Bob Greiner should win the award. I am sure Time magazine seriously considered this contender. Perhaps they are holding off honoring Bob for the Man of the Year ceremony. For this particular award, Time wanted to honor someone who had a positive impact on the lives of women. Now, it's not the women that you're thinking about, though. This birthing person, she did not positively impact our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, wives, or girlfriends. No. If anything, her impact has been detrimental to real women. Time magazine chose to honor Megan Rapinoe for her positive impact on the lives of woke women. This selection is rather curious. If you showed 100 people a random picture of Megan Rapinoe, half of them would think her name is Mark. 2022 was a busy year for the Meg. She fought hard to get female soccer players money they haven't earned. Deacons at Woke United Methodist, they call this equity. Here on the channel, we properly describe it as woke welfare. It's a form of reparations. Megan Rapinoe also fought for what they're calling trans inclusion in sports. Now, I don't think most normal people have an issue with transgender kids or young adults participating in sports. If young Sheldon wants to wear a sports bra instead of a jock strap when he's playing basketball against other dudes, I don't think anyone cares. But that's not the inclusion that the rotten egg is talking about. The fuchsia-dyed egg is fighting for male-to-female identifiers to take over women's sports. She wants to see more Leah Thomas, less Riley Gaines. Due to her dedication to this fight, Time magazine honored Megan Rapinoe by naming her the birthing person of the year. Wednesday, Megan Rapinoe put on her favorite suit and gave an acceptance speech. To her credit, she was looking good. If Time put someone like Olivia Dunn in a wedding dress next to Mark on the cover, they would look like the traditional husband and wife. Megan Rapinoe started the speech by pretending to be a stand-up comedian, kind of like she pretends to be a soccer player. She shared a couple of jokes that would only pass for comedy at Club Woke. The audience gave her one of those courtesy laughs, or it's entirely possible Time magazine piped in the laughter. The Meg then proceeded to thank people who helped her get to where she is today. Well, KC, did she thank God? Yeah, sure. She didn't thank the real God, though. Instead, she showed her appreciation for the woke oak tree. The oak tree acknowledged her devotion by dropping a few pieces of her favorite snack, nuts. Maggie thanked her wife, the Sue bird. She bragged about the new nest that they're building in some oak tree in Seattle. Who knows, maybe someday the bird and egg will unite and create a fresh batch of Tweety birds. Megan Rapinoe then chose to thank the people who are the real reason she is recognized as the top woke woman. If you're thinking it's the U.S. women's soccer team, you would be wrong. Even though that group is the reason Megan Rapinoe is recognized as the leader amongst Peter beaters, they were noticeably absent from the speech. She didn't thank the NWSL for giving her money she hasn't earned, or for giving her the opportunity to play pretend soccer in front of dozens of mannequins. Megan Rapinoe showed her appreciation for the real women. Watch for yourself.
I want to not only just dedicate this, but thank the trans community and just say that I am only here because of them. And I think we all know what's going on in our country with really the attempted genocide, erasure of trans people in our country and globally, but particularly in our country. And I think so often we say like, oh, we should, that's not right, or we should do it because that's not right to do that to trans people. But I think we need to look at it a little bit different way and just look at what trans people have given us is just an opportunity to live a whole life.
Where do I even begin? I come across a lot of bullshit every day. That was some of the best bullshit I've ever heard. Megan Rapinoe missed her calling. She should be working the cafeteria at Woke Memorial Hospital because she makes the ultimate shit sandwich. She mentioned this genocide plaguing the trans community. Clearly, Megan Rapinoe doesn't understand the definition of genocide. For us normal people, genocide is the killing of thousands of people for the purposes of either taking over a country or eliminating a particular group. The Holocaust is a common example when teachers are teaching about genocide. Woke U, they teach a completely different version. According to the scholars at Woke U, the transgender community is in the midst of genocide in this country. According to PBS, 32 members were the victims of violence in 2022. 32! Now, obviously, you don't want to see anyone lose their life, but that hardly qualifies. 64 police officers were the victims of gun violence last year. How come Megan Rapinoe isn't highlighting that problem? She also claimed that the only reason I am here is because of the trans community. If it wasn't for you guys, I would still be living below the poverty line, making $30,000 a year playing pretend kickball. This could not be further from the truth. If Megan Rapinoe was starting her career today with the inclusion of men and women's sports, her career would not exist. She wouldn't be the biggest star in the NWSL. Harry Kane would. Remember the time Megan Rapinoe tried competing against other teenage boys? Remember that? She organized a scrimmage between the U.S. women's team and a group of 14-year-old boys. They got their ass kicked. I find it rather strange, the timing of all of this. I don't remember Megan Rapinoe fighting for trans inclusion in 2013 or 2016, 2018. I don't remember her fighting for inclusion during the prime years of her career. This cause only became important to Megan Rapinoe during the twilight of her career. I wonder why. I am sure Megan Rapinoe doesn't mind the inclusion of boys and women's sports since she will not be competing against them. She doesn't have a daughter that will be impacted by this. This cause is only important to her now because it gives Megan Rapinoe a revenue stream once she finally retires. She is exploiting the trans community for her own personal gain. It's no different than Colin Kaepernick exploiting his own community once he realized his career in the NFL was ending. Megan Rapinoe might be recognized as Woman of the Year by Time magazine or in the pews of Woke United Methodists. Us normal people, though, we recognize Megan Rapinoe for what she really is, a fungus. But give me your thoughts. Time magazine honors Megan Rapinoe, the birthing person of the year. Honestly, I am surprised there's not any fake outrage here. With everything that happened with Brittany Griner last year, you would figure Time would choose to honor her. They chose a white woman instead, which should be a direct violation of the woke commandments, right? I don't know. Give me your thoughts. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.